Shalom, shalom. Once again, this Brother Bomb Lock coming at you with a quick lesson. And I guess if I had to name this lesson, which I don't really, I wait till I finish the lesson and then I just, whatever come up, whatever the Spirit put on me, that's what I title it. But I guess this lesson will probably be named When Men Cease from the reading the Holy Scriptures, wickedness increase in the earth. When men cease from reading the Holy Scriptures, wickedness increase in the earth. I guess that's what I name it, something to that effect, and I might change it. But before I get started, I want to give all honor, all glory, all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rikah HaKadosh. I want to give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and to the Akim and the Akwaf that are listening and learning. To you, I say Shalom. And once again, it's Brother Bomb Lock coming at you with a quick lesson. And I'm going to read this up, Proverbs 18. I'm reading out of the, what Bible is it? The KJV Bible. And then I'm going to read the same 4 scriptures out of the Good News Bible. So without further ado, let's get into it. It's at the book of Proverbs, chapter 18, and verse 1, and it reads, "Through desire, a man having separated himself, seeketh and intermeddle with all wisdom." Let's look up this word, intermeddle, out of the Strong's Dictionary. And it say to expose, to lay bare, to disclose oneself, break out, to break out, in contention. And we know that everybody is in contention here in America, Babylon the Great. And again, verse 2, it say, "A fool have no delight in understanding, but that his heart may discover itself." And they got a footnote for that: discover, express itself. And we know how 2/3 of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans express themselves here in Babylon the Great is through all wickedness. And that wickedness it comes via what? Abominable fools. That wickedness will come, with everyone want to smoke a blunt. That wickedness will come with committing adultery. That wickedness will come calling out the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua name, call him out his rightful name, his glorious name. They won't call his glorious name Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. They call it JC. They call it God. They call it Buddha. They call it Allah. They call it all these other things, man. And that's our wickedness. And that's what a man discover himself. Verse 3 is that when wicked cometh, then cometh also contempt, and with ignominy reproach. Let's look up the Strong's Dictionary of ignominy. IGNOMINY. It says shame, disgrace, dishonor. Disgrace, dishonor. And we know 2/3 of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, there's plenty of dishonor, within our community, within our nation. Why? Because they've gotten away from the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures. So now, let's continue reading. Verse 4. No, I think that's it. Yeah, those are the first 3 scriptures. Now we're going to go to the Good News Bible and read this out of the first 3 scriptures out of the Good News Bible. So it'll give you a little bit better understanding. It said, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 18 and verse 1 in the Good News Bible. It said, people who do not get along with others are interested only in themselves. They will disagree with everyone else. They will disagree with what everyone else knows is right. And the hopeful elect, the hopeful 1/3, what is one of the things that is being pushed throughout the planet Earth right now is that a man can be a woman, and a woman can be a man, a little boy can be a girl, and a little girl can be a boy, And it said wicked, and it say people right there who don't get along, and who don't get along with anyone, and mostly that's the wicked. The wicked are the ones that can't get along with anyone. The wicked are the ones that are trying to tell you that there's no definition, that there's more than 2 genders. The Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua created he, him, and he, her. He created 2 genders, man. But the wicked, the people who can't get along with anyone, they'll tell you that there's more than 2 genders. They bringing in the transgenders. They bringing in, those are transformers. They're telling you that all manner of wickedness, everyone else knows that that's wicked, but they telling you it's the right way, the right thing. That you can't rightfully define what is a woman and what is a man now in 2023. That's them people, those wicked people. Verse 2, this is Proverbs chapter 18 and verse 2. It say, a fool does not care whether he understands a thing or not. All he wants to do is show how smart he is. And that's what Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, what they trying to do is show everybody how smart they are. What they trying to create, you know what, create created babies in a laboratory. They just want to show you how smart they are. They want to show you that they can cure paralysis, you know, by putting what, a microchip or something, you know, in your brain stem. See, they got all manner of wickedness, man, that is being, you know, hey, it's being contemplated, it's being manifested on the planet Earth, man. But 2/3 of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans, what they do, they change it. They just turn a blind eye. They go along to get along crew. That's what they do. Look at your churches. Your churches, they can't speak about anything. Number one, because they're on that 501c3. They can't speak out against the government. So their mouths are shut. So essentially, they can't bend the knee. It's amazing, man, that all the wickedness that's flowing on the planet Earth, man, and yet our people continue just to, our moms, their mouths are shut, moms. Mouths are shut. Verse 3, sin and shame go together. Lose your honor and you will get scorn in its place. Let's read that again. Verse 3, it says, sin and shame go together. Lose your honor and you will get scorn in its place. You know, if you lose, you know, and sin and shame go together, man. Sin and shame, you know, like it's shameful for a man to put on a dress. It's shameful for a man to say that he's a woman now. That's a shameful thing, man. It's a shameful thing, man, for you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans to still be calling on JC in 2023. When the Holy Scriptures give you a breakdown, you know, of how our Mashiach Yahushua would look if he walked the earth today. In the book of Revelation, chapter 1. That's a shameful thing. That's a shameful deed that you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans continue to call on JC. That's a shame, man. And it's sin. Because the Bible tells you by no other name under heaven whereby men must be saved. You got to know the name, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. It don't make any sense, man. Let's continue reading. Verse 4. It says, a person's words can be a source of wisdom, deep as the ocean, fresh as a flowing stream. A person's words can be, read verse 4 again, a person's words can be a source of wisdom. And what words do we come out of? The Holy Scriptures. We don't tell you how we feel. We don't come up here speaking how we feel. We coming with facts. We coming with what receipts, and the receipts is the Holy Scriptures, man. That's where you can find our words at. Verse 4 again, Proverbs chapter 18, verse 4. A person's words can be a source of wisdom, deep as the ocean, fresh as a flowing stream. Deep as the ocean, man. And and no one knows the depth of the ocean except the Father and the Son. But no one else knows the depths of the ocean, man. So there's a lot of wisdom that's coming out of the Holy Scriptures, man. A lot of wisdom. But where do we live? We live in Babylon. We live in a city of confusion, man. Matter of fact, let's just go get that real quick. Let's go get that. Let's go to Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, chapter 24 and verse 10. It said, the city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man may come in. The city of confusion is broken down. Let's see, we might need to read more. Verse 11, it says, there's a cry for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. And this is a city of confusion, man. Why? Because man has gotten away from the understanding of the Holy Scriptures. Because Man has gotten away from the understanding of the Holy Scriptures. So now everything is turned upside down. Now we're in a city of confusion. Everything about this place is fucking confusion, man. You go to bed, everybody's confused. You wake up in the morning, everyone is confused. And why are they confused? Because we got a wicked leader. Because you got a wicked leader. Let's go to book of Proverbs, the same 29 and verse 12. It says, if a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. Let's read that again, man. The book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 12. We'll start at, we're going to go up. We're going to read up. We're going to start at verse, we'll start at verse 11. The book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 11. It reads, a fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keep it in till afterwards. A fool gonna utter all his mind. A fool, you got these celebrities, they are major fools, you know, are stumbling blocks for you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. They are major fools, man. Why? Because this is where y'all get y'all understanding. This is where y'all get y'all wisdom of the world from your rappers, from your actors. And these actors and these rappers, they utter all their mind. They gonna utter everything that they want to utter, man. And what happened to Jake and Eve? They get hook, line, and sinker. They bought in. Even your pastors, even you can find your pastors hanging out, you know, with these rappers. You can find your pastors hanging out with these actors. Why? Because they're a bunch of fools congregating together, trying to deceive you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans into thinking that y'all can do as y'all will. Y'all thinking that y'all can do as y'all will, and that's what y'all do. That's how y'all live. Y'all live by that free will. That's exactly how y'all will live by. I got free will. I can do what I want to do. There's no such thing as free will. So go to Proverbs, what is that, 20 and 24. Man's goings are of the Lord. How can man then understand his own way? That's no free will. That's the Lord Yahweh Basham Yahushua directing your steps for that day. He's going to direct your steps to do evil. He's going to direct your steps to be in righteousness. And we know he's directing 2/3 of the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans' feet to be in wickedness. But the hopeful elect and the hopeful 1/3 that are calling upon the name of the Lord Yahweh Basham Yahushua, he directing our steps in righteousness, man. You see brothers getting together, brothers fellowshipping together, whether it be on the internet, on YouTube, or whether they be in person together. Brothers are talking about the gospel of the Lord Yahweh Basham Yahushua. That's all we should be thinking about during these last days. That's all you can think about is the righteousness of the Lord Yahweh Basham Yahushua in these last days. Because if you just mingling amongst the people, everybody else is in wickedness. Let's read this again. The book of 29, the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 11. It say, fool uttereth all his mind, but a wise man keepeth it in till afterwards. Verse 12, if a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. If the ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. And we know all the wise men of the earth, they're all wicked. And they hearken to lies, man. They hearken to lies. We living in a time where the Lord Yahweh Basham Yahushua said that righteousness will look down from heaven and truth shall spring up out of the earth, man. And truth is springing up out of the earth. And yet our people still hearken to lies. They still uttering, you know, like the verse said above, said a fool uttereth all his mind. God loves everybody. That's a fool uttereth that. It don't matter what color our Hamashiach Yahushua is. That's a fool. He'll utter those words. But it don't matter, man, to our people. Our people just don't matter, man, because they're in a broken state. They're in a broken state, man, and it's sad. It's sad because The only reason it's sad is because why? Because the prophets are back on the earth prophesying the downfall and destruction of this wicked kingdom, and they're giving you prophetic prophecies that are taking place on the earth. So you don't even have to be, fall for that banana in the tailpipe. Not this time. Everything is right before you. Truth is all over the place. You Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans say you woke now, but you woke in wickedness. The book of Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 13, it said, a poor and a deceitful man meeteth together. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua lighteth both their eyes. And the Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he give a light to the poor, and he give to the deceitful man. Why? Because we know that deceitful people gonna operate on the left-hand side, the wicked. They're gonna operate on the left-hand side. And that poor man, if he come into this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the Holy Scriptures, he gonna operate on the right-hand side. It's not hard to understand. Let's go read that in the Good News, man. Let's read this. Let's go to the Good News Bible and read this book. See what eyes. It's like it. Let's go to Proverbs 29. Let's go to 11. Okay, this is the Good News Bible, the book of Proverbs chapter 29 and verse 11. And it reads, it says, stupid people express their anger openly, but sensible people are patient and hold it back. It says, stupid people express their anger openly, but sensible people are impatient and hold it back. Express themselves in anger. And that's what the alphabet community do. That's what the alphabet people do. You even got pastors, man, they fighting on stage. They beating up their parishioners. Talking about they being under attack. You got video, this one pastor ran and put hands on one of the little lady who was rebuking him. Why? Because he's stupid. That's how he expresses himself in anger. And another thing that stupid people do, they'll barrel false witness against you. They'll say you great. They'll say you great people. Stupid people. Then you got vocab saying that so-called BHI. That's what he calls. And there's no such thing as BHI. There's no such thing as black or white. That's a social construct. We all know that. You can go to Brother Malcolm Page and your expertise on that issue, and your expertise on the Holy Scriptures. He's an elder, within Israel. Those are stupid people, man. You got that vocab. He'll say that we want to harm people. Matter of fact, let's go to what is that? Is that Romans? Let's go to Romans 18, man. I think that's the book of Romans 18. No, it ain't Romans 18. Matter of fact, because it ain't but 16 chapters in Romans. Matter of fact, let's do it this way. I know it's in the book of Romans, chapter 12. The book of Romans chapter 12 and verse 18. It says, if it be possible, as much as life in you, live peaceably with all men. See, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because we know the vengeance belongs to the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. So we live peaceably with all men. That's something Esau Edom, he can't utter those words, that he lived peaceably with all men. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he gave this for Apostle Paul. He said, if all possible, live peaceably with all men. So when you hear somebody like vocab telling you that we're gonna go get guns and go harm so-called Edomites, that shit is ridiculous, man. That shit is ridiculous because number one, you know, we don't know just because we look at an Edomite, a so-called Edomite skin, he might have the appearance of a so-called, what they call a white man in this world today. That could be a Jake. So why would we want to go harm a Jake? We'll let the Lord, how about some how shot separate the wheat from the tares. We don't have to do anything. So we live peaceably with all men. So we know what the news will do. Something will happen, and what they'll do, they'll chalk that shit up to the PHI. See, but they won't listen to our message. And we're living peaceably with all men. But the question that you ask, the same simple question: can so-called white man live peaceably with all men? Hell no. And that answer is absolutely a hell no. He can't live peaceably with all men. He hasn't shown it since we've been here over 400 years, and he'll never be able to show a tendency, you know, to live peaceably with all men. But you know, enough on that. Let's go back to. I said I was going to go to the good news and get Proverbs 29 and 12. It said, okay, 29:11. It says, stupid people express their anger openly, but sensible people are patient and hold it back. Verse 12. It says, if a ruler pay attention to false information, all his officials would be liars. And we know that all our rulers pay attention to false information. You got a guy that you go to YouTube, they got this one guy, and he'll ask you on YouTube, it's on YouTube, he just asking random people. He said, can a transgender man have a person have a baby, a man have a baby? And people are saying yes. People are saying yes. Why? Because they're afraid to say hell no, that a damn man can't have no baby. Bear a baby, that's it. That is. They're afraid because why? They're afraid to get called misogynistic, hateful. They're afraid to be called, you know, righteous in the eyes of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. See, he wouldn't come up into to an Israelite and ask those questions. Why? Because the people are wicked, man. The ruler of this land, this so-called land right now is America, right? The president, the most wicked is he called himself a Christian. Verse 13. This is Good News Bible, chapter 29 and verse 13. A poor person and his oppressor have this in common. The Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua gave eyes to both of them. He gave eyes to the poor and he gave eyes to the oppressor. The eyes to both of them, right? He gave us eyes that, that we can see and ears that we can hear. He didn't give the oppressor that. They have eyes, but they have eyes that they see not, and they have ears that they hear not. That's one thing about the oppressor. And we know who's the bigger oppressor on the planet Earth. The biggest oppressor on the planet Earth, man. And we know why we're wicked. Let's go to Jeremiah 2 and 21. The Lord Yahweh, yet I planted thee a noble vine, holy, a right seed. How then art thou turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto me? How 2/3 of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans are turned into a strange plant of a degenerate plant and a strange vine unto the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. How then? How? Why? Because you've gotten away from the Holy Scriptures. You rejected the servants of the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. That's why y'all have turned into a degenerate plant of a strange vine unto the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Because y'all wanna hearken to the ruler. Y'all wanna follow y'all oppressive ass rulers here in these last days. It's time for you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans to repent. It's time to turn back from wickedness. It's time to understand in these last days that the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is pouring his spirit out on the earth. He's pouring his spirit out on the earth. Don't forsake the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, because you're forsaking your salvation. And we know that I'm only trying to reach the hopeful elect, the hopeful 1/3. Not looking for the wicked, man. The wicked, they can have America, they can have Babylon the Great. As I say in all my lessons, because in 2 Peter chapter 3, because we look for a new heaven and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. So I'm gonna close it out there. Right, I'm gonna close it out there. So in closing, I want to give all honor, all glory, all praise to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, B'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, B'Hashem, Makah, Wadash. Your double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and to the Akim and the Akwaf that listen and learn it. To you I say shalom.